Champions often rise to the pinnacle of their sport only to fall from grace in a spectacular manner, their names forever etched in infamy, as cautionary tales for aspiring athletes everywhere. But few stories are as tragic as that of Steve Prefontaine, a middle and long distance runner who captured the hearts of America's boundless energy, charisma, and unrelenting passion for competition. As they unrevealing, as our chaos, prayer, revealing, I show, how we should we show, kill, I know that to kill, deal, Prefontaine's ascent was nothing short of meteoric. By 1973, just 5 years into his collegiate career at the University of Oregon, he had already shattered multiple American records in events ranging from the 2,000 meters to the 10,000 meters, earning him a reputation as one of the most dominant runners in history. But behind the scenes, a different story was unfolding. Prefontaine's fixation on running led him down a path of reckless abandon, with training sessions lasting up to 4 hours and covering distances of over 100 miles per week. His body began to break down under the relentless pressure, with injuries piling up faster than he could recover. In 1975, just 2 years after achieving his first major success, Prefontaine suffered a devastating stress fracture in his left leg that would leave him sidelined for several months. Despite this setback, he refused to scale back his training regimen, convinced that the only way to maintain his edge was to keep pushing himself to the limit. The consequences of his actions were catastrophic. In 1976, at just 24 years old, Prefontaine's body finally gave out under the strain. While jogging along a highway in Eugene, Oregon, he failed to yield to an oncoming car and was struck by a Toyota Celica, suffering fatal injuries that would take his life mere minutes later. In the aftermath of his tragic death, questions began to arise about the true cost of Prefontaine's athletic ambitions. Had his obsessive pursuit of perfection ultimately led him down a path from which there was no return? Was he simply a victim of circumstance, or did he bear some responsibility for his own downfall? To explore this complex issue, we'll delve into 5 key areas that contributed to the tragic demise of Steve Prefontaine. I by The seeds of Prefantaine's downfall were sown in the early days of his training. Under the tutelage of renowned coach Bill Bowerman, he began to push himself to unprecedented levels, often logging over 100 miles per week and engaging in marathon-length sessions with little rest or recovery time. While this approach may have yielded short-term gains, it ultimately proved catastrophic for Prefontaine's long-term health. For ultimate yield is shrill By the mid-Minnesota 970s, his body had begun to rebel against the relentless pressure, with stress fractures, tendinitis, and other injuries becoming a regular occurrence. In 1974, just 1 year before his fatal accident, Prefontaine told Sports Illustrated that he was tired of being hurt all the time, yet continued to pursue an unrelenting training schedule. This disturbing dynamic, where the pursuit of athletic excellence became inextricably linked with self-destruction, would ultimately prove to be his undoing. While Prefontaine's own actions undoubtedly played a significant role in his downfall, it's also essential to examine the influence of those who guided him throughout his career. Bill Bowerman, though widely regarded as one of the greatest coaches of all time, was known for his unorthodox approach to training. Under Bowerman's tutelage, Prefontaine became accustomed to extreme levels of physical exertion, often pushing himself far beyond what would be considered reasonable or safe by modern standards. When questioned about the potential risks associated with his training regimen, Bowerman merely shrugged and said, "You can't win if you don't hurt sometimes." While this laissez-faire attitude may have contributed to Prefontaine's meteoric rise, it also created a culture of recklessness that ultimately led to his downfall. As we'll explore in